everyone, my name is Yukine, also known as Genshin. Previously, I talked about my general process in making Genshin videos. Today, I will talk about how I record and film cinematic shots in Genshin. First up, I'll discuss the technicals of how I actually record my screen. I usually record on my PC using a software called GeForce Experience. You can access it by using the keyboard shortcut Alt-Z to open or close the GeForce Experience overlay. Here, you can see different options. Clicking Start under the record button starts recording whatever happens on screen. To end the recording, just click Stop and Save. You can also use the shortcut Alt F9 to start or stop recording without having to open the GeForce Experience overlay. Under Recording Settings, you can choose the location of where your recording files will be saved. Make sure you choose a location that has a lot of memory, since the file sizes can get really big. If you want to adjust the quality of your recordings, you can do so in the Video Capture tab. For me, I choose to record in 30 FPS, 50 bitrate, and I follow the in-game resolution, so that my recordings have good picture quality without ending up too big in size. If you're using a mic, you can choose to split audio under Audio Settings, so that you can separate your mic from the in-game sounds. This is especially useful when I have to turn on my mic in order to direct people during co-op. Once I bring my footage to my editing software, I can just mute my mic track and keep the in-game audio intact. Now that we're done with the recording technicals, I will discuss how I make my Genshin shots look cinematic. There are actually three main things that I consider whenever I film on Genshin: framing, lighting, and camera movement. For framing, a common composition technique I use is the rule of thirds. In this technique, I use imaginary lines to form a grid that divides the frame into 9 equal parts. Then, I position important elements of the frame along the lines or at the points where the lines meet. This usually leads to a frame that's pleasing and well-balanced. Of course, this isn't a hard set rule that should be strictly followed at all times, but it's more of a guideline and a good starting point when I'm trying to frame a shot. Another thing I like doing is adding depth to the composition. This is where I pay attention to the background and the foreground of the subject. For instance, I like putting various props like trees, buildings, or even characters as foreground elements so that the frame does not look flat. In addition, I play around with the background blur settings to achieve the bokeh effect, a popular stylistic effect where you blur out the background and foreground elements but keep the subject in focus. It really helps in giving a more cinematic feel to the shots. Sometimes, when I'm framing, I have to be a bit more creative when getting the angles I want. For example, to get low-angled shots, I'd switch to a shorter character like Chi-Chi. This is because shorter characters allow the camera to have a lower angle of view. For high-angled shots, I'd have to look for places I could climb, such as a tree or a building, so that I can get the shot I want. If there's nothing to climb, I'd even bring out a geostructure and film as fast as possible before it disappears. When it comes to lighting, it's good to pay attention to where your light is coming from. Just like in real life, when filming outdoors in Teyvat, the sun will be the main source of lighting. Most of the time, I film during the golden hour, which happens after sunrise or before sunset. At this time, the colors are warmer, the light is softer, and the sun is at an angle, which produces very aesthetically pleasing shots. The good thing about Genshin is that you can easily set the time to golden hour. Just go to the settings and set the time and you just have to wait. Wow, easy! The thing is, time flies so fast in Genshin, so the golden hour doesn't last very long. This can be a problem since I'll have to leave camera mode to be able to set the time again. However, if you do have a willing friend, you can just go on co-op and film in their world instead. That way, you don't have to leave camera mode because they'll be the one to change the time for you. Friendship saved the day! Yay! Camera movement can make shots feel more dynamic and energetic compared to when the camera is not moving at all. For me, the best way to control the camera is to use a controller. I specifically use this PS4 controller for my shoots. The right joystick is perfect for controlling the speed of the camera as it revolves around the subject, and it's also capable of creating very smooth and steady movements. The L2 and R2 buttons are great for when you want the camera to move closer or further away from the subject. However, There are times when I use my keyboard and mouse to achieve certain movements, such as a camera quickly revolving around the character while they are attacking. To get this shot, I go to the game settings and switch the camera sensitivity to 1. Then I move my mouse in a smooth motion while my character does the attacks. So these are some of the things I consider whenever I film in Genshin to achieve a more cinematic look to my videos. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my process and techniques, and hopefully this inspires you to make your own videos as well. If you want to see more prettily shot Genshin videos, come check out the Genshin channel. Thanks and have a great day. See ya!